Oh, I was really tempted, but I'm not going to.
What?
What's up, guys? You ready? You're ready.
No,
I'm
we're
ready.
ready.
You guys ready for D&D? I'm ready for D&D.
Start
But
my video.
anywho, who will recap last session? Let's find out. Boop. 1, 2,
Oh, it's
3.
me.
It's you, Charlotte.
was
Winbelle? What happened last week?
So last week we started at that campsite, and we kind of, I don't remember because the internet was bad at one point, but we were like taking shifts because we were taking a long rest. And when everyone was well rested and we thought we were going to be killed by a bunch of things, we set sail across this ginormous lake. And I have a mosquito bite. And as we were going across the lake, we saw this giant water Nessie type beat. And then we fought that, and Varn and Sobek were in the water, and it was kind of funny. While the rest of us were in a boat and couldn't do anything. And then there was a baby Nessie that I think it was Deathwing that put him to sleep, right? Someone confirm?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah,
And then he sunk to the bottom, and then Varn and Sobek went and got him, and now we have a baby. And now we're
baby snaky.
yeah, and then
baby
we docked,
Bakra.
and we're here
Baby Bakra.
in this town.
And now you're in this town, correct? And we called late session. So it doesn't really show it good on the map, but this is kind of an entrance here. It looks like a tent because on both sides there's not an entrance on this side, but this is an entrance through here. It's kind of like a makeshift kind of pavilion, hooded pavilion of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you guys as you guys kind of walk up, I know Varn and Sobek are kind of off to the side, right? You wanted to stay away from the town, correct?
Yeah, but we have I'm holding the baby.
You're holding the baby? Okay.
Well, it was last time I checked, unless it's walking on its own and stuff.
I don't know. Baby Vargr kind of like, it's just chilling. It doesn't really know what's going on right now.
Mother Varn.
Doesn't like you, so yeah.
He does. The baby Vakra snake he kind of chilling with you, Varn. He doesn't really like Sobek too much, but he likes you a little bit more than Mr. Sobek.
Cool.
But yeah. But as you three approach, you guys, oops, how did I do that? Oh God. Okay. As you, what the hell? Okay. As you three are approaching this encampment of civilization, you do hear like what seems to be a feast is going on at the moment. That's what all these tables are for. There are a lot of creatures at these tables right now. Not worthy enough for tokens. But as you kind of go through, or when you go through, you guys go through?
Yes.
Okay, go through.
Well, I kind of want to back because I'm very wary of other creatures, just because of how I am.
I'm just going in.
So I'm gonna kind of stay back and watch, but I will kind of inch forward a little bit just so I can hear what's going on.
Okay. As Deathwing and Winbelle, you enter the encampment. You see in these tables are at least 200 of these lizard-like creatures kind of just sitting and eating bugs and whatnot. This seems to be a feast of some sort. And as you two walk in, you see all the creatures kind of turn and look at you, and they all stop and they kind of just stare at you. And as they do so, you kind of see this big one in the middle, kind of like by the fire right now, kind of munching on a snake. Here's his hand out.
I nudge Winbelle.
What did I do?
I nudge you and I'm like, play some music.
Oh, yes. I would like to play my lute.
Okay.
Can I use the? I actually want to play. Can I use like the bot to play?
Yeah, go for it.
I think should it still be in here? I'll just replay
I
the.
think I could.
Was what I played last week in here?
Yes,
here it is. Hold on.
You got it.
I'll just copy it. scrolling. Searching. There we go.
Roll me a performance check as you start
I
to play your
can do that.
loop.
I would like. Can I cast guidance?
Sure, go for it.
Because I did touch her.
That's true,
yeah.
you did touch
Take
her.
a D4 and yeah, add it.
Roll a
And I
d4
think
and
you
add
do
it.
have proficiency, or how does that work on
Performance was the one I did not click proficiency on. So I got 15.
After the D3 or after the D4, all the lizards, as they're looking at you, and you kind of all shuffle together, and you're kind of like, hey, do something. So then kind of you start to play your loop, and they seem you see that some of them kind of continue to look at you. They don't seem really very impressed. A few of them do turn their eyes and are kind of like, yes, nice music. But as that does happen, this one kind of walks forward. You kind of hear him thudding. He's very, I don't know if, do you guys see the handout here?
Yeah.
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 He still has this snake kind of wrapped around in his, on a stick, on a shish kebab. I think that's what that's called. You can see on his armor that he seems to be in full plate, or well, what full plate in these parts would be considered. You kind of see that there's vines kind of growing through and throughout his armor. It seems his armor's kind of rusty and kind of old. It seems that he kind of looted it off a corpse of some sort, or looted off an enemy that he's killed. Kind of hobbles up. How tall are you, Winbelle?
Like 5'6" probably.
5'6", okay.
5'1". That matters.
5'1". Alright, I believe he would be taller. Let me look at his... Yeah, he's a little bit taller than you. He is... Or well, he's a lot. He's 6 foot.
Not that
And
bad.
as he kind of comes up to you, he walks up, and he goes like this. He just stares. He stares at you for like quite a little bit. Well, about 2 minutes of just staring. He looks at the loot, and then he takes a few more steps closer, and then he grabs the loot.
Excuse me. That is my
hold
property.
person. I cast hold person on him.
Oh, you cast
don't
hold
have-
person.
I do not have my blood magic right now.
Okay.
I just pull out a straight piece
What
of
do I
iron and I
gotta-
point it at him.
What do I gotta roll? The target must roll a wisdom saving throw. Oh. Yeah, that fails. He as he kind of grabs the loot and you cast a spell on him, he immediately just stops as he's holding the loot. And as that happens, all of the lizards here around the table kind of just get up and they kind of hop from their seats and they start grabbing forks and knives that are kind of on the table and they start pointing it at you. And they point it directly at you, Deathwing. And as that is happening, you see a fellow up here, this kind of mage-looking dude who seems to be talking with these three up here.
Mm-hmm.
He sees this and he's like, "Oi!" And he kind of hobbles down. Whoops. He kind of starts. And he kind of comes over here, and then he kind of stands a little bit farther away from you, Scrubber and Winbelle. And then as he does that, he kind of looks at you, Scrubber. He's like, "Unhand him, please. I'm sure that Click did not mean to be an intruder. He doesn't like music. I assure you that he did not mean it in any harmful manner." As he kind of gestures towards you.
I look at Winbelle.
Yeah. Okay. I think we should let him go.
Okay.
Although he could have used his words, I'll give him a second chance.
I let him go.
Okay, let him go. As you let him go, he looks directly at you, and then he shuffles in front of you, and he looks at you, and then he says in like a very deep voice, he's like, I gotta get my vocal cords ready.
God.
Folk don't like music.
You have words. You
He
could
used
have
his
used them.
words.
Yeah,
As he kind of
exactly.
just stares down at you. You see, like, I'm sure Greg knows the proper terminology for this, but the fin on the top of his head,
The dorsal.
it kind of folds down on his head as he says that, as he
Ew.
kind of looks down straight at you guys.
Mhm.
And as he's looking down, you see this guy kind of come up. He goes, and he kind of takes this man, the creature, takes him by his stomach and kind of tries to move him away. He seems that he's having a kind of a hard time doing so, but eventually he's able to kind of pull him away. As he does so, he kind of walks up, and then he kind of turns around, and then he gestures to the other lizard folk that are eating at the table, and then he says in another language, he's like, and he kind of mumbles in another language. As he does so, the lizard folk here, they continue and begin eating again. And let me get the music.
I'd like to lean over to Deathwing over here and be like, well, these people suck.
Agreed.
Get the music. Okay, there we go. All right. As he does so, this man right here, he kind of he motions and he kind of looks back at the bigger lizard folk, and then he kind of says in another language, and he kind of mumbles and murmurs some words, and then this fellow here, he kind of murmurs some words back, and then he kind of hobbles off back to his resting place along the fire.
Oh, bitch.
Opportunity. It's
Oh, okay.
Did he give
And then
the
as
loot
that,
Yeah, I got my loot back.
Oh, okay, good.
oh no, he didn't take the loot. He kind of just grabbed it.
Oh, okay.
It is my property.
And then, he kind of, this wizard man, he kind of comes up and he says, my dearest apologies for my friend there. He is not very keen on visitors with these troubled times, as of late here in our humble abode in the jungle. I do beg the question though, why are you two here?
alright, I'd like to try to pull Winbelle aside.
Okay.
Just sort of like, as if he can't hear us, and just try to figure out what our plan is, or what our story is. Unless we
You're just
want to
gonna-
just be
You're
shipwrecked
just gonna
people.
walk away from him
No, just here, like, turn around and, like, start talking.
in the middle of talking as you guys
I
just
think-
help.
As if this is, like, a cutscene, and he just somehow can't hear us.
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
Like, so what is our plan?
I think that we should just be honest, because God forbid, with the temper these folk have, that if they find us caught in a lie, they might just fucking kill us.
You know,
Sorta true.
I can hear.
We
you,
have to talk.
right?
We're having our moment!
The depth of field effect is just like growing. You can't see him anymore.
I don't come over to your conversations, and let us continue our conversation, and we will be right with you. All right, let's turn back around.
Yeah, you explain.
okay.
It's okay. You do it.
Okay, now we can talk to you. All right.
He kind of scratches his head, and then he's like, He kind of then glances down and glances up, and then he kind of looks at you, and he looks at you, Winbelle, and he's like, "Are you ill, Miss? Did the corruption get to you?" And he kind of gets a little closer, and he kind of starts to inspect you.
Me?
No, me.
Winbelle.
Oh.
Okay. Well, first of all, give me some personal space, please. I don't.
I'm sorry, Miss.
No, it's fine. It's fine. No, we are not inflicted with any kind of disease. We've just been going through a rough couple of days. We actually were shipwrecked a couple miles couple miles away and across the lake, and we were just trying to find, some civilization, maybe get some food, trade with some merchants, stuff like that. And we came to you guys because we saw your fire, or like the smoke, and we mean no harm. We mean no disrespect. We're just here to to just be on our way, basically.
All right. So you were on a ship, I presume? You
Yes,
were
sir.
shipwrecked. Well,
Pirate, not a shipper.
pardon.
I'm a pirate.
You seem like quite the pirate, my young my lass.
Yeah.
He glances over at you as you go, yeah.
Yeah.
I would
And
like
then-
to try and act edgy and pull my hat down and have it shadow my face and look cool.
He sees you do that, and then he's kind of just like, he looks at you even more up and down, and then he goes probably to say the same thing he said to Charlotte about the corruption bit, but he just doesn't, and then he kind of assumes that you were just awkward and weird like that, and then he kind of backs away a little bit from you, and then he kind of glances down at Winbelle, and he's like, so is there more to your company, or were you the only survivors of this wreck of sorts?
This oops.
Of
Yes.
this oops.
We have, well, 3 more people. Damn, I look cool. We have 3 more people in our party, along with a baby organism. I don't know what it is.
Baby, God, why I keep doing that?
What is it called?
Organism? What do you mean?
It's like a fish thing. We don't know what it is, but it was a baby and it was without mother, so we didn't want it to die in the wilderness by itself. An organism means just a being like you or I.
I assure you, my Miss, that I understand what a organism is, but what
I completely patronize him.
what I don't really understand of this what I don't really can't comprehend is where the rest of your group is.
They're behind the entrance here because we thought it'd be, smarter to have just a couple of people going first and test the waters rather than 5 people show up and we all are looking crazy to you guys.
We don't get many visitors in these, we don't get visitors at all in these parts. But it's really, it's nice to meet more people or friendly folk in this area that have come to our island out here in the southern sea. But it is not of. I really don't know. But do you? If they are hiding, I mean, they are welcome to come out. I assure you that as he says we, he kind of looks around, or he says, I will be accompanying of new guests here.
Alright, cool. I turn around to, Astrid and the rest of the gang, and I go, hey! You guys can come out! They're pretty cool.
What is that guy wearing? Is he just wearing like robes?
Here, I'll show his hand out.
We'll be right back.
That's what he looks like.
Okay.
Minus the spell effect, and he has a book kind of in his bag.
Okay.
But
Got it.
Alright, I'm just gonna kind of
Some sorcerer he is.
I'm just gonna look back at Varn and kind of see what he does.
Okay. I guess I'm still holding the child, so if you want to move the child with me.
okay, I'll move the child with you.
Varn moves through the tent or whatever it is, and he's standing there now with Sobek at his side.
Okay, as he kind of looks up, he kind of glances, and then he kind of shuffles in between so he can get a clear look at you. And then he sees you, and then he kind of sees the crocodile, and he's like, "Oh!" But then he sees this creature, and he says, "Goodness gracious, a Vakra! Here, why?" And he kind of hobbles around, and he kind of goes up to the creature, and he says, "Oh, where did you find this creature? They should be in the lake with its mother and whatnot. Why is it here?" He kind of kneels down as he's looking at the baby creature.
Is anyone else going to talk to him?
Just ask him a question.
Well, I guess Varn can talk to him if he wanted to.
I guess.
Well, like,
Okay.
Well, my thing. Okay, never mind. If
Oh,
anyone wants to say anything before Varn talks, I'm just.
Let's see. Roll d20. Oh. We killed its mother.
What? You what?
Yes,
He kinda
I
goes
did.
up.
I was the
What?
slayer.
You
I pierced
killed,
its skull.
you killed the
I got
sacred
the
beast,
kill.
the sacred
Yes.
Vakra. Oh,
I continue to try and look cool as I say this.
you
As I
you
killed
you
the
monster! He kind of backs away.
Varn's like covering the child's ears.
I'm quite powerful and strong and awesome.
He's gonna insight check you.
I'm telling the truth. Well, no, not about the strong and awesome. No.
He kind of looks at you up and down, and he's like,
Oh, but I'm not
you-
lying because I believe it.
He looks up and down at you, and then he's like, he sees like he kind of compares your proportions into how, and he just does not believe you at all. He's like, oh, I, and then he kind of glances down at the crocodile, and then he kind of looks up at you. Of course that you definitely destroyed these. As he kind of chuckles. And then he
Yeah.
looks back at the child, and then he's like, so if you killed the sacred Vaku mother, that is not good. That is not good at all. And he kind of shakes his head, and he kind of starts to scratch and like rub his eyes, kind of be in distress almost. As
Well,
he's kind of
I
looking
think-
about.
I think it's better than us dying on the lake, so I'm calling it a win.
Well, I could. He kind of keeps stuttering as he's trying to put out words, but he can't really think of anything else to say. And then he kind of looks down back at the child, and then he looks back up at you guys, and he says, "Is there more of your group, or is this it? I could have swore you said 5. My memory
There-
isn't quite too good as my."
There is one more, but she is very skeptical, apparently, of newcomers.
He kind of glances down back through the pavilion. He's like, well,
He can just see her through the tent. She's just standing on the other side.
he kind of glances through to kind of look around, but he doesn't see her.
I just like assume that this part is like the doorway, like from here to here. So I'm like on the edge of the door, peeking in. But like if that's not how it is, I'll change.
No, you're good. That's fine. And he kind of looks down, and then he's like, so I can assume that do you want to stay on the island? I would assume not.
Well, yeah, probably just for at least the night, where we kind of just got here.
Well, I don't really know of a. I do know of a way off the island, but not the safest route. But I could help you in this regard in trying to get you safe passage off of the island. But with the corruption around the island as of late, hasn't been the safest that it usually has been. But especially with the rivaling clan on the other side of the island. It is not a it's a very peculiar situation that we are in at this moment in time. And as he's talking, the entire time he's kind of shuffling about.
What is this corruption you've mentioned several times? I don't know what it is.
You might have seen it while you were wandering about in the jungle, but there are these creatures that were well, I don't really know what to call them. These zombified horrors of these monstrosities. I don't really know what they are or who they are, but I do know that ever since the rivaling clan, the Tic Tacs, the Tic Tics, they have been very well.
We actually know exactly what you're talking about. Before I met up with my current band of companions, I was actually being chased by some. We've actually, killed quite a few of them before we got here.
Oh my. Well, kudos to you, I would presume, for being able to evade these creatures and survive their encountering. But I hope that it was granted. None of you perished in said activity. Correct. I hope not. But back onto the subject at hand of trying to successfully evade this island. I should be able to provide the necessary route to get you all out of this place if you are still available to that option.
Yeah, I think we would all appreciate that very much. I mean, if you need anything in return, like, you see any of these guys while we're still hanging around, we can definitely take care of them for you.
Well, that brings me to my next point. So the what I would need in return, or what would probably be the best way to provide for the for our troop of folk creatures, it would probably be to help us in regard to said corruption. There is a little problem that we have been having to face in recent months or weeks. There seems to be beasts that this forest controlled and were our guardians of this plentiful place. But since then, those said beasts have become infected with the corruption that we don't know how to get rid of or how to deal with in that regard. What I do know is that these beasts were the protectors of our humble abode of a forest. But I don't really know how to deal with it. I could lead you to, tell you the location of one of them, if you were to successfully be able to get rid of. He kind of looks up at you, Scrubber, and then he looks back down. If I would be able to successfully help you in that regard of getting off of the island, I presume. Okay, as you walk up to the fire, Scrubber, immediately this the being here, let me flip him. He looks up, he looks at you. He's still eating. What are you doing right now?
I open my bag and I get 6 good berries. And I hold them out to him. And I say, apologies. He looks at you. And then he puts his meat, his meat. He puts his food down by the fire, and he walks up to you and gets a little closer, and then he goes up to the good berries and he starts to sniff them. And as he's doing so, he kind of looks up at you and he says, "I only like meat. Well, do we have meat? Oh, I never took it. Well,
He looks down at you.
I eat them.
He then looks at you eating the meat or the good berries. Did you just eat them all at once? All 6 of them?
Well, yeah, he said he
Just-
doesn't like it, so I just...
Okay. As you do that, he kind of looks down at you, and then he's like, kind of does a very low growl, and then he kind of sits back down on his little rock, and he continues to eat the meat that he has, or the snake that he's been provided. Meanwhile, down here, this man, he continues kind of to stutter and kind of shake a little bit as he kind of walks back and forth.
Must.
Oh.
Alright. So, at this point, I'm kind of feeling like, oh, well, he seems really freaking scared, so I would have an advantage point. So I'm going to kind of approach him behind Varn and Sobek. And just listen into what he's still saying. But make my presence known, like I'm coming closer to him.
Okay, he kind of, as you're kind of coming up closer, he kind of looks down, and then he kind of hobbles up. He's like, "Oh, is this the fifth compatriot of your?
Yeah.
Your
Yep.
Just cuts him
That's
off.
me.
Yeah.
It is. Well, it is nice to meet you.
Where'd they go?
And likewise to you, fellow lizard-egg creature, Cobalt, correct? I've read about you.
I am a kobold lad.
I see. So you had the one that's been taking care of the young Vakra.
Did my best.
Yes. Well, I presume that our healer, Lucerus, will be able to provide with, if you need any necessities for taking care of the young child. If you wish to have an acquaintance, I could also help you in providing you with help in that regard. He kind of shuffles a little bit more, and then he glances back down to you. And he kind of looks at you, and then he kind of forgets what he was going to say as he looks at you, Astrid. Meanwhile, up here. Oh, are you moving around him like that?
No. I'm just
Okay.
She's just dancing.
Okay, so
I have rations with jerky I'd like to give him, and it'd be like, well, I'm sorry my compatriot right here didn't have any food to your liking, but I hope this is suitable as an apology.
he kind of glances up and he kind of sniffs his nose. He goes, I don't know if you could pick that up. And Mike picked it up, and he kind of
Yeah.
stands up yet again slowly, and he kind of goes up to your hand and he sniffs it again, and he kind of looks at you, and he kind of looks back at the jerky, and then he says, I only like fish. And he kind of
This
licks
guy.
his lips. And then he kind of, as he says that, he kind of looks at it, and then he grabs the jerky, he kind of picks it up, he looks at it, and he's like, but this, I guess we'll have to suffice. As he does that, he kind of grabs the jerky, and he kind of takes the jerky, kind of squishes it with his fingers, and as he goes, so he kind of puts it in one of his armor pockets. All right.
By the way, I'm sitting at the fire. That's why I put yellow on me. I can
Ooh, I
switch
see.
to something else if you want.
No, you're good. Yellow will work. As you kind of sit down by the fire, he kind of looks at you, and he kind of goes back to eating his snake. Are you going to sit at the table, Winbelle?
Yep.
Okay. On these tables are kind of filled with just affiliate lizard folk.
That on his lap. What do you mean?
So there would be a lizard here. There's lizards on this entire bench. Most of the benches are filled
Here.
to max capacity.
Right there. I'll sit on the table.
Oh, you're gonna sit on the table?
I'd like to make
the-
conversation with them.
the lizard folk here, he kind of, as you sit on the table, kind of, and he kind of talks in a distinct language as he's pointing at you, and he kind of, as he does, he kind of grabs a knife,
Oh, shit.
and he's kind of like, you got to be about. He's kind of pointing at you, and
Okay.
then
I get the hint.
the man down here kind of looks up. He's like, he sees that you left, and he's kind of like, oh, okay. He kind of goes back to looking down, and then he's so, Marg, I don't know if you two heard about what I was telling your other
Yeah,
compatriots.
so what's the rival gang about? What is it? What is that?
A rival gang. I beg your pardon.
A rival clan. I heard you talking about there's some
Oh,
people that
clan,
are probably not too fond of you.
Gang.
Yes, they're the Tic-Tics, as we like to call them in our native language. But
Okay, don't care. Why do they hate you?
Oh my God, Rayna.
He kind of
Jesus
goes back
Christ.
and he's like, he then again he begins to stutter, like very just incredibly, just like he's like you're completely flabbergasted at this point. He's kind of like as you cut him off and said, "Do not care." Introvert motherfucker.
Look who's talking. Jesus.
Oh God.
I'm just.
Okay.
Wait,
As this happening, where'd you go? Oh, you want to go in there, Winbelle?
Mm. Yes.
Do you go in? Okay. As you go in there, it seems that this is a sleeping barracks for the.
Good night.
Oh, you're going to bed.
Yes.
Okay. That will come into play later.
Oh.
Okay.
I hope it's his. I hope it's his place. And then he just comes in and I'm asleep.
As he kind of looks down, he glances back as he kind of had his little fit of blubbering and being just. He kind of looks up and then he looks back up at Varn. He's like, you seem a bit nicer than your companion. To next, maybe. So.
Stand up.
Oh, you stand up? Okay. You seem a lot nicer. Is there any other things that I can help you with?
Tic-Tics.
No, getting off the island's gonna be our top priority. You said you needed help with the Guardian, right?
Yes, correct. The clan elder, yes, the clan elder will, as your friend put it into perspective, the gang elder will be able to fill you in on what I cannot.
Varn, while holding the child in one hand, reaches out another, even though he is less than half the height of he's just about half the height of the lizard folk. I don't know if this one's 6 foot like the last one, but...
this one's about 5'4".
Okay,
He's
he's
smaller.
still like almost half the size.
Yeah.
But he reaches up, he extends a hand, and he says, "The name is Varn. Did you have a name?"
As you extend the hand, he kind of looks at the hand and he kind of inspects it as he takes his nose and he kind of begins to sniff as he kind of looks at it, and then he kind of looks and then he takes his hand and he kind of slowly but surely places it inside of yours, and he says, my name is Vector. I read it in a book, and it is quite an interesting name. I'm quite fond of it. It's better than my original name that I was
God,
given.
he pulled a Greg.
I feel this. I understand where you're coming from there, Vector. I did not have a name at birth either, or at least not a good one for the outside world.
Precisely. It seems that you know a little bit about how it is to be an outsider by your premise and how you speak and whatnot.
And
What's
where
that supposed to mean? What?
where could we find your clan leader?
He is. I was standing next to him. He is. He is at the top of the table. He is the big fellow with the sword on his back.
Alrighty then. And quietly, he kind of says to him, "And about the nice thing, I'm sad to say you're deceived at the moment." As he kind of walks up towards where the clan leader is, with Sobek and Child.
Okay, as you say that, he kind of looks up. He's like, all right. Do you want to move up there or move up? Okay.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
We'll say that you're carrying the child, so I don't have to keep moving the child.
Yeah, just
Okay.
pretend
Yeah,
he's
it'll
with
be
me. Yeah.
the token will be down there for the moment. Okay. Now, as that was going on, I know you said you got up.
I sat back down, but now I just got back up because he's moving.
Yeah,
Okay.
I walked past Deathwing.
Okay. As you walk back past, and as the crocodile is slowly falling behind, this man he looks up and he sees the crocodile and he kind of watches it, and Sobek also kind of eyes him with his right eye as he's kind of looking by, as they kind of do a death stare as Sobek walks by. And Charlotte, you're still sleeping, right? You're sleeping? Okay.
I'm taking a power nap.
Power
Wait,
nap,
look
alright.
at the little child still in the bottom.
Yeah, no, he's chilling, token chilling. But as you walk away, Varn, he goes over, he kind of looks, and then he looks back at you.
Wait, who are you talking
Astrid.
about? Vector? Oh.
No, Astrid. He's talking to Astrid, or he's.
Well, yeah,
gonna
but
try
you're talking
to.
about Vector. I was confused at like who you were talking about.
Oh
was looking
yeah,
at me.
Vector.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Continue. I'm sorry.
Okay. He then looks down at, or looks at you, Astrid. He's, you can feel inclined for being welcome. You no need to stand in our entrance tent, Mrs.
Mrs.
Astrid.
Pleasure to meet you, Astrid. I'm Vector, and he kind of
Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of goes. He kind of started to do a handshake, but as you said that, he kind of hobbles a little bit off. He's like, and he kind of looks back and forth.
So what's up with the tic-tacs, man? Like what have they done to you?
Well, they have been our rival clan for many generations. They have when the four founders of our tribes originated about 100 years ago. They were the essentially the evil part of that, the unwelcome bits of that. When they tried to murder us in a great onslaught many years ago, they succeeded in such. And they split into the two clans that we know today, the Tic-Tics and the one that you're looking at now, the Chung, the Singnais. They are, but yes.
Okay.
He kind of stops talking as he kind of shuffles back and forth a little bit.
So how much of a threat are they?
Well, they are quite dangerous, as we believe that they are one of the main reasons of the corruption, as it seems.
You think they caused it?
As you say, like caused it. He's kind of like he kind of shuffles back and forth and kind of looks at his feet, and then he says, "Well, maybe." He kind of looks back and forth.
What do you mean? Did they start it or not?
Well, maybe. And he kind of shuffles back again, back and forth.
But what do you mean by maybe, man? I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on.
As you say hurt, he kind of steps one back.
I'm not. I have nothing to gain by harming you in any way right now. I'm fed, I'm happy, I'm not being threatened, I'm just trying to understand what is going on.
Yes. Precisely. But I really don't know who caused the said corruption. And he kind of, as he says that, he kind of looks up and he kind of looks down and he kind of does a shuffle back and forth again.
All right, man. Well, nah.
Scrubber sings a poorly written song to all the lizard men.
Scrubber fucking died.
And then as you kind of, it seems that the conversation is ending, he kind of shuffles over and he kind of walks away.
Alright.
Alright, meanwhile, Spear, you would have been up here by now, and you, as you guys kind of got to about here, this man, or this, let me show his art, there he is. This lizard is a lot bigger than all the rest of the lizards, including this one right here. And as he you can see that he also seems to be a different kind of breed, almost, as the other lizards. It seems that he's almost looks more crocodile lineage. He looks a lot like Sobek. And this man here, which you can tell, what you could assume is the chief, judging by his ornamentation of the.
Yeah, well, he pointed him out to me, right?
Yeah, he did also point out to you. And as you get closer, you kind of see this man here. He kind of goes up and immediately, as like instantaneously, you kind of see the creature here. He kind of goes, he's kind of like on his all four legs, kind of then kind of stands in front of you and says, "Halt! You dare approach his greatness, Highness, the Lizard King, the one of the true commander of the island, the great, the powerful, the one who's the wielder of the blade." As he kind of gets really close to you.
While he's talking, Sobek sniffs him.
As Sobek sniffs him, he just keeps continuing the speech that he just gave, and then as he ends it, he kind of looks down at Sobek, and he kind of immediately takes his head and he puts it right next to Sobek's, and he also starts sniffing him.
Well,
and,
he's doing that. I'm just gonna,
Yeah, right. Like that's gonna happen. Fucking idiot.
He kind of goes up, and he kind of stands in front of you. He's like, "Halt! You dare approach his greatness!" As he kind of gets really, really close to you.
I point behind him. I'm like, "Intruder!"
He kind of turns around, and he kind of goes up, and he's like, "Where did you see?" And he says,
I would like to talk to the king.
Okay. As you approach the king, he kind of looks over, and he kind of glances down at you, and as he is looking around. Were you the intruder? Were you?
What's up, boss? Oh.
I think you be. I think you'd be the intruder. or well. As you kind of, I guess Deathwing was pointing at you.
Oh. I was pointing at nothing, but if. Okay.
And then I appeared.
And then you appeared. He sees you, he's like, "Halt! You dare
I am with them. I am with them. I was taking a nap over there, that tent. I woke up to you screaming.
You were
I'm.
sleeping in my tent.
You
He's
have
gonna
the
get really
comfiest
close to
bed.
you.
It's a little Goldilocks situation. I was tired.
I do have the comfiest bed as he kind of lifts his chin up very proudly.
And you look like you deserve it. So good for you.
Of course I deserve it. I am His Highness's greatest observer and guardian. The one who is protected through many battles of generation of lizard kin.
Well, you certainly look like. I'm looking at Scrubber's neck. I reach over, I pat him on the shoulder. Well, you seem like you're doing an excellent job, and I'm very proud of you.
Oh, I, of course, am doing a very excellent job. He lifts his chin even higher.
We leave Sobek here in replacement of him. Do you think they'll notice?
As that happens, Scrubber, as you approach the lizard leader.
Yeah. Oh, he's muted.
What?
I'm going to seduce Chad Lizard here.
Probably not that hard. I don't think you could like.
I think
seduce
I've
him
already sweetened him
sexually.
up. No,
I think it's
that's
more
what
like
I'm doing.
you
Okay,
know,
sorry
you're like
about
a
that,
mother
but-
figure, and you're like petting him, and he's feeling happy.
No,
Yeah,
I
I
already
was about
slept
to-
in his bed once. All I need is him next to
Oh.
me.
Uh-oh.
What happened?
God. Getting
Why isn't it
closer.
picking up my woes? Anyway, sorry.
What?
Okay.
Wait, you good, John?
Yeah, I was good. My dad talked to me about something.
Yeah.
Where was I? Oh, yeah. As you approach him, you kind of see this lizard. He kind of looks you over as you approach him, and he kind of slowly shuffles over. It seems that just by looking at him, that the guard apparently does absolutely nothing, and the real guard, the real chief, can take care of himself just from a quick glance at him. He kind of glances down at you, Scrubber. And then he says, "So, what is a creature like yourself doing here?"
You
to
want
me?
an introduction? Well, I am glad to introduce myself, and I do the edgy pose as I did earlier. I'm like, my name's Deathwing, sailor of the four seas.
The four. Just four.
Pirate of the four. I'm a pirate.
He pushes you. He takes his hand and he just nudges you over, and then he says,
Testing strength check.
"Oh, okay."
Oh,
I beat
Nothing
that.
happens. They both just.
I beat that. My mod is big, and he didn't push you that.
Oh.
He kind of like this here. He just
Okay.
nudged you a little bit as you kind of put your hat down and kind of just stuttered you, and he kind of is like, yeah, you are. He kind of looks you up and down.
why does no one believe me?
I want to sprint up there and just kind of, because I see Deathwing getting pushed, and I'm like, oh Christ, what is he doing? So I'm gonna kind of run up there. I don't know how long you want that to take, but
Okay, you would have been introduced or would have been there by now. You kind of come up as you're running by. He kind of he gets up and drops his basically almost eaten snake, and he kind of stares.
How long
at
is he
the...
taking with this snake, bro?
Oh, he is making
Savoring
sure that
it, yeah.
he is savoring the snake. You can move up there if you want, Astrid.
Something I'd like to do after getting pushed is I'd like to
Cast hold person.
no, I'm out of that. I don't have many spell slots. I have one first level. Anyways, I'm gonna do a perception check about this. Right there. That thing. Or maybe an investigation.
Sorry,
Since
what
I'm
are you
supposed-
pointing at?
This
The
thing. Can you see
boxy
my
thing.
pointer?
Oh,
Yeah.
the boxy thing. Roll that perception.
Okay.
Okay, from a quick look at that, it seems that this is an altar of some kind. Maybe you could assume that this is a priest. Someone would stand behind it and lecture to the people that are down below on the low end of this pavilion. Maybe on this side, all the lizard would stand and listen. It seemed that this would be a place of speaking for the lizards. But all right, you walk up,
Another-
Astrid. Oh,
Sorry, I
What?
know Astrid
Yeah.
wants to go, but
No, you're fine. I'm just moving my freaking ice pack. Sorry if you can hear that.
Ice
so
packs on
this
your
is just
titties.
for him to talk, like about anything, or is there anything religious about it?
It doesn't seem that there's any religious. I think what you're trying to think is it a sacrificial altar? It is
No, I
not
just
that.
meant like, if there's anything religious around here is what I'm trying to see.
No, it is not. It does not seem to be religious in the slightest. Just by quick, it
What
just
about
seems
this
that it's a
guy?
podium.
Can I get a
What guy?
better view of him? I'd like to see him.
Which guy?
The guy I'm talking to right now. The king.
Oh, you want to see him? I think I showed it. I don't know if you guys saw it here.
It's too busy on the Giga Chad. Okay, I see.
Giga Chad, who I'm about to sleep with.
Whoa!
Uh-uh. All right, here's his he. He is very. He seems he can take care of himself. He is buff. As you walk up, Astrid, the king, or well, not king, the chief, he kind of looks over and he glances over at you, and then he kind of looks at you, but he immediately looks at you, and then he looks back at Scrubber. He acknowledges your presence.
Alright. My apologies on whatever dumb shit he just said. He doesn't mean it.
I do mean it. I am a sailor of the four seas.
We
and
sailed across a lake, you dumbass. What do you mean,
Well,
forces? There's 7 of them. 7.
There's not 7, I don't think.
There's 7.
I remember that we had a life before the lake and before this island. I don't know if you've lost your memory, but I keep mine.
Varn and
My
Sobek,
father too.
they approach, but they keep more distance than them.
Okay.
I'm
You
just-
kind of just stay. Okay.
You know, pirate, sailor.
Yeah, okay. So I turned to the king guy. I'm like, so little guy up there, I think his name was Vector or something. He was talking about how we could do you guys some favors, and you could help us get off this island because we're not from here. Something about the tick tick.
Yes, the rivaling clan. They have been quite a nuisance of his late.
And as he does so, he kind of cracks his knuckles. Actually, I think I can. Ah, no, it didn't pick it up. But he kind of cracks his knuckles. He's kind of like. Scum. And he kind of cracks his knuckles, and you can obviously tell that he has punched a lot of foe in his time.
There's a lot of pent up frustration here. So,
But as he looks down and then he says, "Yeah, I assume that Vector introduced you to here."
to an extent, you could say. With the few words he could string together in a coherent sentence, yeah.
He kind of chuckles. And then he says, "Well, the corruption as of late, we don't really know what happened with that. But all we do know is that Vector was a major role in it.
How
Him
so?
and his
In the
brother.
corruption? Ooh.
Yes, before the burst, Vector was our smartest, creature or individual in the clan.
Smartest?
He was
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Okay.
And after that, he was afflicted with a curse of some kind. It seemed to affect his mind, and especially when his brother was lost. Things didn't go too well from there. And especially when the 3 guardians of the forest were started to be affected by this corruption as well. It didn't go as well. Or well, it didn't be. It wasn't appealing to our forest.
So what is the corruption? How did it come about?
I would tell you to ask Victor himself, but
I tried.
chuckles again. And then he says, he was sent out to the ruins. About him and his brother were trying to investigate what our forefathers had discovered and what they've unveiled. And when they went into this temple, they were greeted by, well, I don't even know. All I know is that his brother was lost. And when Vector came out, the corruption had attacked and attached itself to the temple, and it was affecting the wildlife. At first, it was merely but not even a simple cold. It is a cold, but as it grew, it became much more than that. It affected your well-being and your personality, and the darkness of your being was unleashed and shown to the world. It truly showed how the world and how you truly were. And then once it affected the three guardians, the forest itself began to change and weep, crying for help.
See? So, we've seen some of the souls that this has taken. We've actually had to kill some of them to save ourselves, and I haven't noticed any of them really looking like you folk. They look more human-like.
The corruption affects your mental and physical well-being. It melts your skin like a molten rock does to flesh. It's... What was it? Was that... Oh, that was it. Is that the...
That was a rhythm bot, yeah.
That was the other one?
Oh,
Let me
it went
put that one
offline.
there. Oh, it did. Must have crashed. Okay. Yeah, it affects your physical and mental well-being. It scorches your skin like fire to your palm. It's not a pretty sight.
Well, I've seen.
Meanwhile... Pew, 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 pew. Alright. I do believe that I am quite an illustrious guard for the chieftain himself. I have guarded him for quite a long time.
Well,
And he'll...
You guard him for such a long time. Do you ever take any time for yourself?
Are you actually gonna seduce this dude?
Yes!
God.
Don't question it.
Let's go.
Well, you see, I have done it for such a long time. His illustrious, his chieftain, his glorious being and purpose. I have served him for almost all of my youth, and I have done a very, very good job.
Did that happen for everyone else?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was just thinking, since we're probably going to be here at least for the night, I was wondering if you'd like to maybe grab a drink or, just get to know each other a little bit more.
Uh-oh.
He's going to roll an intelligence check.
Yeah, I don't know if we know their culture well enough to know if get a drink means the thing. I think it...
He looks at that and he says, I would love to
Yes.
eat at the same table, but after I'm done guarding his chieftain, the illustrious guardian.
Oh, of course. You take your sweet time. I know you're a busy man, and I just know that you must have needs that I might be able to help you fulfill at some point.
Needs. The only need that I need is to guard his illustrious highness for all hours of the day.
Well, what do you do during the night?
I guard his illustrious highness all through the night and through the day.
What if I were to ask your boss if you could maybe take a couple hours off for tonight? He seems to be holding himself pretty well with my friends.
As you say, take off, and you hear wait, what did you said?
What did I
No,
say?
He wouldn't understand that. Never mind.
Maybe you could hang out with me for a little bit during the night if I went and talked to your king.
During
ruler
the night
man.
where my chieftain would be at the most risk for attack.
Well, I bet one of my friends could maybe, guard him.
One of your acquaintances doing and taking my
Yes.
job to guard the
Why-
chieftain himself.
Yeah.
I would not dare leave my post.
Well, I mean, we could always spend time together at your post. I'm not against that.
Well,
See?
you will be certainly welcome to be by and join me by my post by the side of His Highness and Chieftain.
Of course. Oh God. Did you see our companion over here? Follow me. I don't know how to get the heart out of here.
I
really-
will move it for you.
Okay. Yeah. We have Sobek over here, who is of, I'm assuming, your breed. I don't know if they're the same thing. They're both crocodiles.
Oops, what? There we go. Kind of looks down, and he really fast. He kind of just on 4 legs. He kind of goes up, and he goes up to Sobek still on 4
I
legs.
love a man on 4 legs.
And he begins to sniff Sobek, and Sobek sniffs back, and he kind of looks at him, and then he gets back up on all 4s, and then oops, why is it doing that? There we go. He kind of looks back down, and then he what did you say? I'm sorry, I didn't catch it.
Did you see our companion here, Sobek? He is, I'm assuming, of some type of breed relating to you. He isn't he isn't
are
much
in fact
as
correct.
in, oh, okay, good.
I do hail from the crocodilian line of family that this beast seems to be also from.
You seem far more intelligent than our Sobek here.
Well, in my eyes, me and Sobek are on the same plane. We are brothers as far as I am concerned. And he goes up to Sobek and he kind of hugs Sobek.
Sobek is letting it happen. He can't hug back. He's like being held from the back.
Yeah, no. And he kind of goes back up and he says, me and Sobek are great buddy pals already.
Oh, that's great.
And then he holds his head back up.
I love a man that can hold his chin up high. Everything I say is canon. Take it literally.
I
the
hope
heart,
the party will react effectively to this. But did you have as the king or the chief? I keep saying king. The chief. He kind of looks back at Scrubber. He kind of walks towards him. What are you doing right now, Scrubber?
He did say he'd be right back. I don't know if he's back yet.
Oh, we did. Oh, I didn't catch him.
Oh, he's back. He said he's back a while ago. He said back right above where I said I had to call my mom.
Oh.
But now I'm gonna call my mom.
Scrubber.
BRB. Scrubber.
Huh? Sorry.
Oh no, you're good. The king. The chief kind of walks up to you. What were you doing during that time?
Just sort of watching this happen. And he was probably watching that happen.
Yeah, he was watching that happen. But he's looking at you now.
Like what?
He walks up to you and then he's kind of eyeing you over right now. Do you want to do anything or?
Just sort of flinch back.
I have an image in my head that he's looking you over and you kind of look up and you like juke him out. You kind of move your head back and forth really fast.
No, I just cringe backwards because I'm scared of him.
Okay. As he sees that, he kind of hobbles off and he kind of walks over here. And he kind of goes up behind Winbelle. And then he kind of looks over at his guard. And then he says, says D's nuts. Hold
Oh.
on, let me get his name. He does not say D's nuts.
Oh.
Damn.
Hold up, I gotta get his name. And then he kind of goes up and he says, Drixel, weren't you supposed to guard me? And he kind of looks up and you kind of see him. He's like, and he kind of goes back. And he's like, he kind of goes back. And then he kind of turn. He kind of goes back. And then he just straight up, his entire back is as straight as a board. And he kind of, his arms are to his side. And he's like, boom. And he kind of looks up. He's like, sorry, man. Chief, it will never happen again. And then he kind of, the Chief, he kind of looks up at him and he's like, it better. And he kind of goes and he kind of turns back. And then he kind of walks down here. And then he looks at you, Winbelle, and he starts to eye you over.
She's
Winbelle's
yes.
muted. She's on the phone.
The person who's
Oh.
AFK.
Oops.
Fantastic.
My bad. We'll say he's looking at he looks down at Sobek. Or no, he looks down at Sobek, and he looks down at Varn, and then he says, "So where do you hail from?"
Fuck. Are we from Elise or are we from Zolan? I forgot. Where are we
From
headed?
Elise.
Or from
You're
Elise?
heading to Zolan.
Got it. I hailed from the forests of Elise.
Quite a ways away.
Yeah, I have absolutely no idea where I am.
Same goes for me.
Great.
I don't really bother in those types of calculations. All that I need is here in my home, and he kind of outstretches his arms.
Mm-hmm. I am Varn, and this is my companion Sobek. I am still carrying a fucking Vakra snake.
It's true.
Chief.
He looks down.
I'm sorry. No. You continue first.
Okay. He looks down at the Vakra snake, and he kind of hobbles up, and he kind of looks at it, and he kind of kneels down, and he looks at it, and then he says, I assume that you killed the beast's mother. Or, well...
Yes, some of the members of the party. They did it in self-defense, I assure you. But
I
would have
expected the same.
Yes, I would have preserved the life if possible, but there wasn't much I could do.
You talk to Yaxel. He should be able to take care of it. He is over in... And he points towards this tent.
Where? I don't know where to look. Top right? Top left? Left.
Top
okay.
left. Yeah, he points over to that tent.
Okay. Alright, well, I just hope it'll get a good home. The strange one, Vector, he said that we might be able to help you with your guardian issue in exchange for helping us get out of here at some point. And he told me to come to you, Chief, for more information.
Well, likely so. Vector would have been the one to know most of that information, but I guess I'm the one who knows the most now. Well, you see, it's about a half a day's journey up the side of the coast into the deeps of the forest of Tick-Tick territory. Once you go through there, there would be a guardian there that I assumed would be there, but I don't know. But sorts, it might be moving, ever turning in the forest.
Do you think there's from your guys' experience, is there any way to cure the corruption, or are we meant to subdue or take down the Guardian? Is there any way we can help cure it of its ailment? Have you found any?
There might be a way. It would be incredibly challenging. Challenging that some of you might lose your lives.
Sorry.
But obviously that would be preferable to needing to destroy one of the Guardians.
Of course.
You'd rather have a corrupted Guardian than no Guardian at all.
That's very true, my fine friend. But there is a way. If you're able to show a talisman of a sort to the creature, it might be able to change its ailment and change itself back to its former glory before the corruption took it from us. I'm sure in the days coming that I will provide a said talisman.
Well, I can't speak for the rest of them, but Sobek and I will do our best to help you with your issue.
He grunts, assuringly, like a yes. Kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, do you say anything to him?
No.
Are you
Wait.
AFK still?
She didn't hear what happened.
Oh
Yeah, I
that's-
was on the
that's
phone.
correct. You moved around. Okay. As he kind of grunts, he kind of goes back, and he goes up. Or well, essentially, what happened, Charlotte, is that the chief came
Why'd
up.
he get yelled at?
Yeah, he got
He
yelled
wasn't
at
protecting
because
his chief.
Yeah, he wasn't protecting him. And
Alright, let me talk to him. Let me pull him
Alright.
aside. Let me pull him aside. Over here.
Okay. Oh, you'll have to convince him to come with you
Okay,
now. He is
okay.
still as straight as a board, just.
Over here. Right, I'll face him. Mr. Chieftain, Highness, Sir.
He
I was
glances
wondering-
up at you.
I was wondering if you and I could have a nice conversation about, what happened with your guard here, and why, he wasn't at your side for those moments.
I can make my assumptions.
Oh no. We don't like to make assumptions. I'd like to let you know all of the facts and why honestly he wasn't there.
Varn
He looks at you.
Varn begins to look concerned at where the conversation is going. We are surrounded by like 75 lizard people, and we're talking to the chief, and we shouldn't disrespect him, and we're way out of our element.
My conversation will go well. I have a plan.
Okay, cool. Well, Varn's just apprehensive. Go ahead.
Mr. Chieftain, if you'd like to just walk, a couple feet over here, just so we could, right over here. Oops, hold on. Just without all the faces watching us.
He glances up, and he reluctantly, after like a second or two, he steps forward. Yeah.
Hi. I was just, I was talking to him because, your bodyguard, your warrior that you have at your side. You can't really expect him to be at his full potential if he doesn't have, a second or two, maybe like an hour or two to just, get out of the stress, decompress. Does he know what that word is? I'll talk simple terms. Just relax, and then when he comes back...
Are you questioning my ways?
I am not questioning your ways. I'm just letting you
He
know.
stands up a little straighter.
I'm just letting you know that he might be at his top game if he has, some time to relax. And I know I
He-
can help your guard do that. And then after he relaxes, he'll be even stronger than before, and I can guarantee that.
He looks at you for like about a minute, and he kind of just stares at you. And then he says, "Are you trying to seduce my guard?" And he kind
I'm not.
of walks kind of forward, like into your, kind of stands right next to you. And he kind of just stares down at you.
I wouldn't say I'm trying to seduce your guard. I'm trying to make sure that the company you have guarding you can ensure you the utmost protection in these times of unwell.
I assure you, woman, that I am able to protect myself, and my ways of how I use my guard are all up to my own and what I want to do, and you have no right to be in any interference of those ways.
And I see that, and I respect the ways in which you run your camp here in your little town.
You see
Well-
that the other lizards are kind of looking towards you.
But I can assure you that me, especially, and the rest of my group, only want to give you back what you have given us in the ways of hospitality. We want to help, and nothing less than that.
He stares at you for a little while longer, and then he is going to... He still stands right next to you, and then he kind of glances down at you. But after a little while, he kind of backs up a little bit, and then he says, "Your kindnesses appreciated."
I appreciate the warmth and hospitality you have given me and my compatriots.
But your comments are not. I will
I
run
apologize.
my guard
Oh,
how
shit.
I want and how I plan to, for it is the way that generations of lizard folk before me have ran it.
I respect your decision, and I apologize for any ill willings I have caused you.
He looks at you for a little bit longer, and then he turns, and then he speaks in lizard folk, and he kind of goes, and he's like, and they kind of discontinue the conversation, and then they talk with each other.
I was walking towards the tent to go see if we can find help for the child.
Alrighty. Astrid and Scrubber, do you guys want to do anything?
While they were talking, because they were talking pretty loudly, right?
Oh yeah, no, everyone in this general vicinity heard that.
Okay. I like sort of nudge Astrid. I'm like, is she some sort of spellcaster?
Seems like she was trying to cast a spell over the guard, not necessarily actually. Do you know what I mean?
Well, no. I don't know what you mean. I heard him say the spell seduce. I don't know what that is.
Okay.
Personally, I perform cleric arts. I don't perform.
I don't care. So she was
Jesus
trying
Christ!
to Astrid's tired, and so I mean, she was trying to be very friendly with him in ways that lovers are, but only for the night. So
I overhear their conversation, and I come over here. I wanted to sleep with him!
What's wrong with that?
Exactly.
We always sleep together. Didn't we
No!
sleep together in that one ship?
I want. And Winbelle thought it was big. You know, I wanted to lay down with him for the night and perform loving acts with him.
I mean, that's a bit weird. I don't know. We just sleep together. It's fine.
Deathwing, have you ever had a lover?
What does that mean?
Isn't he like
That is a
12?
no.
Yeah, he is.
Oh,
Yeah, Scrubber's like a preteen.
okay. Did not know that. I
Well, I am like 16. I don't know, because we die at 60, and I'm 15 currently, so I'm like 20, I guess.
You're having your
I don't
quarter midlife crisis.
Okay. She
Walk away.
was trying to gain an advantage on him. We'll say it like that.
I mean, okay. That's in my books. That's fine.
Well, I mean, it is.
This place is quite
But-
sketchy. No offense to the lizard folk. Do I know that they're lizard folk?
You could tell that they're lizard heritage,
No.
so.
No offense to the dragonborn here. It's quite the establishment.
Sorry.
Nothing. It's just, we planned a trip for a better place. Newport. That was like the big place they were supposed to go to, and now we're just rolling in filth. No offense to the dragonborn again.
Well,
Charlotte, you are the fifth person to make that reference.
Really?
Yep.
okay. I want to talk to Vector over here.
Where is Vector? Vector would have entered this tent by that point. You probably would have seen him or saw him do so.
Oh, actually.
Also,
Oh, never mind.
what were you gonna say?
I want to go to this tent and kind of see what supplies they have in this area.
I'm gonna go rob their shit.
Yeah.
We'll just look. I don't want to. I'm not gonna dig.
Peek.
No. I'm not gonna dig through shit. I'm just gonna like walk around and kind of just what's in here. What's going on?
Okay. Did you move back over to him?
Just talking.
Winbelle? Okay. As you would have been going over to like go stand next to
Well, it's
the
more
guard.
like in the middle, but since we're on a grid.
You can
You're
hold
not-
Alt and you can move your character not to be on the grid.
Only do that. Yeah, kind of like that. Like this.
As you're kind of in between them, he kind of looks over at you as they're still kind of speaking distinctively in their own tongue. He kind of glances down, and then he looks at you kind of like in a way of, what's up? What do you want?
It just, I wanted to know if there's anything around the camp that we could do to help you guys out. If you had any tasks that needed to be done that, we could help with.
We have tasks, but not for the likes of you.
He
Oh,
kind of
wow.
glances back, and then he continues talking distinctively with these two.
Well, sexist motherfucker. All right. What's up, guys?
Okay.
I
Meanwhile,
got some task for you, Winbelle.
Yes.
Meanwhile, over here.
Oh,
That was not canon. Unless.
No.
unless.
Uh-uh. Hold up, I gotta get his token really quick, Greg.
Mm.
Loading. Do. There it is. Okay. Here you are. Okay, this is him, the guy. As you walk into this establishment, there seems to be, it just has a very powerful smell of just ointments and like creams and just a bunch of smells just kind of wafted all together of just potions and just alchemy and just all of that of the sorts. And sitting behind kind of in a wooden like counter in the back here, you see this man. Here's his token. And as you walk in, he doesn't seem to see you. It seems that he's working on a potion right now on his desk.
So I just see like potions in there. Like,
Correct. Yeah, you see them everywhere, and
Interesting.
herbs and food and whatnot. Just an assortment of just stuff.
I walk. Varn walks up to the counter.
Okay. As you walk up to the counter, he says,
Stuff.
What? I didn't even hear that. What did you say?
"Oh," he said, "Greetings."
Oh,
That did not sound.
I don't know what it.
your mic peaked like before
Oh.
you even said anything.
Oh, okay. I gotta get really close for it. So, and I like cut my mouth. Is this better?
Yeah,
Ew.
a little.
Alright, I gotta one second. I gotta make sure that the voice sounds like I want it to. Don't want to sound like an absolute idiot.
Well,
He just He just
he does that regardless.
He's-
I don't know.
It's just how I want it. Okay. Greetings, Mr. Cobalt. As he kind of looks up and down at you.
Fun fact, that's John's bed voice.
I now like I Simba lift up the baby Vakra snake, and it's now in between me and him, and I say,
He kind of backs up. Backs up a little bit. He's like, "What? Yeah. Oh, quite fascinating." As he kind of goes
Right.
up and he kind of grabs the child and he kind of looks it up and down. And he kind of holds it like a cat in his arms, or like a child in his arms. And he kind of looks at it up and down. And then he says, "Where did you find this creature?"
near the.
I assume that it was in by the lake south of here.
He just whispers sweet
it-
nothings like that into Rayna's ear.
It was near the lake, yes.
Interesting. These were. So you must have been able to
Damn, shorty.
kill its mother, I assume.
Yes, she did. Sorry, I'm choking on a Twizzler while this is going on.
Whole encounter is making me
she-
uncomfortable.
She's no longer with us, unfortunately.
It's quite a pity. Well, I assume that you're trying to leave this creature in my care. Or would you like... well, the chieftain probably told you to bring it to my humble abode. As he kind of waves his hands around him.
Give me like 10 seconds. I'm trying to figure out what Varn would do. Actually, never mind.
You guys
never mind.
understand what I'm saying or no?
Yeah, kind of.
No.
I know
Okay.
exactly
Kind
what
of?
Varn would do. Varn just turns around and walks out.
Okay.
Yeah,
Go for
leaving the child with him. Yeah.
A pleasure to meet your acquaintance. As he licks his lips.
Was that pleasure to meet your acquaintance?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Sorry if you couldn't understand it.
Varn kind of gives like a hand wave without even turning around and walks out.
I mean, look at this dude. What kind of voice would this dude have? But
Quite fitting.
quite fitting. Oh, upside down foe today. Oh, okay, there we go. As that is happening, I know you guys are talking. So I know
Us?
Winbelle
Oh.
just walked up. Yeah.
I forgot what she said. I think she just said hello.
Hello? Oh, I was gonna scout the over there.
That's true. You were gonna. So do you walk up over there? Okay.
I'm just walking.
How? So when you say scout, you just want to look at it. Do you want to
Yeah.
open the stuff up, stuff up, and like try to steal it?
I'm not trying to make a scene. I mean, maybe if there's anything exposed
So
behind.
just a perception check.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Roll me that. You're able to tell that most of these seem to be food barrels. This crate right here, you can't really tell what's in here, but you can assume that these barrels over here are crates, and over here seems to be another entrance. And there's more crates and barrels underneath here.
Can I see anyone in here?
No, this is closed off. You can't look in there yet.
But there's an entrance here.
Correct.
There.
Okay. As you look in there, you see a few other lizard folk. And also, as you look in there, you see... Ooh, you see this fellow. This art, I don't know who did this art for this character, but it is phenomenal. Probably the best one that I've picked out, or well, I've found, rather. But... but in the room, you see kind of, this seems to be a sleeping quarters for what you would seem would be the chief. And inside, there are two other lizard folk. It seems that they are of a higher ranking than the others. They seem to be wearing different clothes and whatnot. You also see a third, which will have it open, but it's loading. A third lizard folk in there as well. Also in this room, there seems to be kind of a table with a map on it. Or well, a very crude map as you're kind of just walking by as you enter the area. And also in the room there seems to be kind of just an assortment of weapons, a weapon rack on the left side, or two, probably on this wall right here. And oh, here it is, it loaded. On this wall right here, here's the art. Very cool.
So he's in there.
But he is swagging. He is. Y'all see it, or?
Yes.
Okay. He seems to be looking at the weapon rack and kind of sheathing his blade, and as he's doing so, he kind of glances over at you as you're kind of just walking on in here, and he kind of reaches for his blade, and then he kind of licks his lips, and he says. He licks his lips as he's flicking out like a snake, as he seems to be smelling. And he says, "What are you doing in the sleeping? Wait, who are you?" And he kind of goes and he starts to unsheath his blade. And as he does so, you see on his blade that seems to be etched with greenish, purplish ruins as he's unsheathing it.
Okay. I'm just gonna kind of put my hands up and be like, "Hey, man. I'm not trying to cause trouble. I'm just trying to find some food."
Well, he kind of goes and he still has his blade out, and then he kind of takes it and kind of starts to look at it, and he kind of looks at you. "Well, I don't think that we would have food that your kind would find suitable in these parts."
Could you direct me to some... Oh. No.
Sorry, what'd you say?
Could you direct me to somewhere that would have some food?
I assume... Well, no, I could not. He kind of takes his blade and he kind of haphazardly kind of leans it on the ground while he's still holding it. And he kind of licks his lips as a smile raises across his face.
What kind of a smile? Like a smirk or...
Smirk. Smirk.
Okay. All right, this is the point where I walk out of the tent.
Okay. Back down here. What are you two doing?
I'm kind of just me and Scrubber could just be talking and
Oh, sure.
yeah.
Um,
We can go. Let's go look at this thing.
Sure.
Let's go look
Can
at
I
this
roll
thing.
like a perception check or something to see if I can figure out any more than Scrubber already knows about it? Or investigation? I don't know.
Investigation.
Oh, great, this isn't gonna go well. Oh, just kidding.
Okay, 18. As you're investigating it, basically the same thing as Scrubber. This is a kind of just a little speech talking platform. Nothing really seems to be out of the ordinary. No, you're good. Speaking of that, probably take a quick break. I got to go to the bathroom. I think I'm gonna eat dinner really fast. If that's all right with you guys, take a quick break.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. What
Okay.
time do you want to be back?
Aim to come back at like 4:30, I guess. I don't know. 10 minutes. Quick one.
Alright.
But yeah.
The podium?
Podium. There you go.
Is
You're
Greg
just
recording
investigating the
again?
Yep.
Okay.
podium. Yep. Okay.
Lol.
Need my steak.
So yeah.
So, what is this? Like these? Is this like elevated? Is that what it's
It's
telling us?
elevated, yeah. And this
Oh,
is like you're able to walk here upwards onto it.
I think I kind of want to go in. What did I just do? I can like. Is anyone else seeing this arrow?
Arrow.
What?
Okay, so like everyone left click to like move your person, and then like press down left click or right click. It'll like count.
Oh, no,
The
that
distance.
doesn't work for me.
Wait, hold
Oh,
on.
now
Let
it
me.
does.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Whoa.
It'll like
Wow.
count the spaces.
That is weird.
So left click to like move your player, and then right click as well, like at the same time, or just like right after.
No,
Mm,
yeah,
it
it's
should be
not
like
working for me.
Are you dragging?
Yeah.
Drag your
Yeah,
person.
you gotta drag. That's
Yeah, it's
weird.
moving my
That's
camera.
trippy.
Yeah,
That is
Okay.
trippy.
I don't know what that was.
I know
Anyway,
that there is a correct way to do it.
probably not whatever I was doing.
No, I remember doing it before. I don't know how.
Okay, I want to go over here and talk to whatever his
Oh,
name is.
you just gotta do it and then release right click so it just starts counting.
Oh.
So just press both. Or one then another and release right click. Whee.
I see. That's weird. Okay.
I'm doing it for me, but what?
As you... Oh, wait. I gotta move the baby.
Dopey.
The baby. In there. Okay. So, do you enter?
If I can, yeah.
Okay, yeah. You enter, it's just a little flap on the door.
Mm-hmm.
As you walk in, you see in the middle, there seems to be a kind of a pot that seems to be brewing some concoction. And there are two beds on opposite sides of the wall, or the tent here, here and here. And then inside this area, there is just a bunch of just papers and ink and quills and just an assortment of just stuff, junk, just laying about. Like it smells heavily of just paper and freshly cut grass. It's just a very disheveled kind of area. And sitting kind of behind over here. Behind all the papers and this kind of clump, it seems that he's looking through it, is Victor.
Vector, what's up? What are you doing?
He kind of stands up, startled, and he kind of looks over, and then he's like, I am, I'm looking for papers and in my he stops and he keeps doing the same thing over and over again.
Are you okay?
This
Is
guy.
something Is something like wrong? Or you seem awfully afraid.
Not afraid. And he says, he keeps doing that.
Well, you're not very convincing. Is there something wrong? You can tell me.
There is nothing wrong of the sorts, madam.
Okay. I don't think I ever gave you my name. I am Winbelle, by the way.
A pleasure to meet you, and I'm Victor.
Is it Vector or Victor?
I'm sorry, Vector. I said
Okay.
Victor.
No, I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, no, it's Vector. Sorry.
Astrid fucking kills Vector.
Yeah.
Well, if you need any assistance, I'll let you go, but if you need any help, you know where I'll be.
Yes, precisely. And he kind of nods his head.
Alright, see you later.
Yes.
Deuces.
Toodles.
Toodles! Like Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Oh god.
So what are you doing right now, Scrubber?
Villain.
Dylan? Okay.
He's
What
vibing.
about you, Varn Sobek?
Oh, hey, baby.
So,
Hey, Mom.
if I recall correctly, the chief said that he would be able to get us a talisman in a couple days, right? But it's going to take him a little bit to get us that talisman to go help the Guardians.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
Then I am going to go and approach them with Sobek, as he follows me everywhere.
Okay. He would have probably dipped. He would be in here now.
Okay. Does he notice me yet?
Yeah, he turns around. He
Okay,
sees
cool. Nice. I want to ask him, Chief, is there anywhere we might be able to rest for the night? If it has to be on the floor out here, I don't think we'll be complaining, but I was just wondering if I know Vector at least. He said you don't get visitors often.
No, not really. No. There should be a bedstay. And he kind of points. He points upward to where Winbelle is, and he kind of points to the other tent down here as well. And I'm sure that there would be open slots available, or cots available.
Okay, well, I appreciate that. Just let us
Not
know.
in this tent.
Let us know when you have that talisman ready, and at least Sobek and I will go try and help cure your guardians.
He nods.
I leave him to do his chiefly things.
Okay. He kind of walks by you.
Oh,
Christ.
Oops. Oops. Oops.
Trevor just screams.
Sorry. He kind of turns. He does like a barrel roll. It's like, oh, sorry, I don't know how to turn. He kind
My
of looks at
bad.
you. And
My bad.
he looks at. And he's going to try and push you. Nudge, kind of a nudge like he did before. Do you want to contest it or no?
Yeah, am I interpreting
And
it
you
right?
stand.
Like,
What?
Like he's like friendly pushing him.
Yeah, no, he's not like.
He's not being a dick.
Yeah, no. He's not being any. You push him, or he pushes you, and you kind of hold your ground this time. And then he kind of nods, and then he turns back. And he continues walking into his tent. So what were you doing while all that was happening, Astrid?
I don't know. I just kind of was just watching, kind of just analyzing everyone's feelings, I guess, towards everyone else, trying to see if anyone's in danger, I guess, or if there's any threats around. But it doesn't really seem like it. So I'm just trying to, I guess, look at the, what's it called? The tent over here.
Okay. Alrighty. As you're walking over there, I know, Charlotte, you wanted to go in here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure.
Make it a little bigger.
Whoa. Because the chief said that there might be open cots, right?
True, he did.
Okay. Let me finish eating this piece of celery. Hold on.
Alright.
Okay. So I kind of, because I'm assuming it's like a cloth tent, so it's just like a strip down the middle, and I have to like pull apart the,
Correct, yeah.
I kind of pull it to the back, and I go, what even is his name? Do I know his name?
Nope.
Hi there. I don't mean to bother you at all. And
He kind of, it seems that he's doing the same stance, but he's instead in a cot.
Okay. I remember. I walk in. I noticed that we didn't really get to catch each other's names earlier.
Does absolutely nothing.
Is he like asleep?
No, his eyes are wide open. He's like a board in bed, like having a plank in bed. He's just like staring at the. Oh.
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Fine. My name. My name is Winbelle. If you care to know, I'm assuming there's just like another cot on this side where I am.
Yeah.
Is it too much to ask if I can have this cot here for the night?
It says absolutely nothing.
Okay, then I'll just lay down, and then tomorrow we'll continue our adventure with that.
Nothing. He's just.
Yeah, it's fine.
He's a fairy.
Well, I don't want to like rape him.
Well,
Well, what?
my turn.
Oh God.
Whoa. She might not, but I would.
So wait, this over here, is the baby still here? Or is that like a bug?
Where?
With the doctor, the creepy guy.
Did you say a booger?
No, yeah.
No.
You said bug, bro.
Varn dropped the.
I asked Varn what happened. What happened to the fish?
You're talking about the Vakra snake, Deathwing.
That thing.
I was told by the chief to leave it in the hands of the man in that tent, as I point over. He was gonna take care of it from now on, it seems like.
My baby!
Very nice fellow. He could maybe. He had a lot of potions. If you're interested at all.
Not really.
All right. Well, that's where it is. Scrubber.
Suspicious. This man, I feel like he's gonna hurt the child.
Well, you
Little
don't
sussy
know this
baka.
man. So that
I'm
I'm
probably
at
is your
Deacon.
first.
What is?
Alright, you're gonna look in? Okay.
Yeah.
He's like cutting it up for
Meanwhile,
dinner.
Astrid, what were you doing?
Yeah.
You were gonna go in here?
Yeah, just see what's going on. in
Okay.
here.
There's cots
Or peek
lining
my
the
head
wall.
in, I guess.
Oh,
Is there anyone in there?
There are 2 lizard folk that seem to be sleeping.
Okay.
Where's Astrid? Oh, there she is.
I kind of want to go look at this one. Is this just like firewood right here? Or is that like an
To
awning?
your point here again? That's firewood.
Okay. I just want to like gauge the area. What is this? Can we go on this, or is it not there?
That's a dock for a little stream.
I want to go sit on the dock.
Oh, okay.
Just kind of contemplate fucking living. No, I don't know. Just think about what's going on.
Okay. Back to Scrubber. Okay. You peek in there?
Yeah, don't enter. I just want to peek.
Okay. You hear?
on.
I gotta move my mic up to me again.
No, God.
Oh boy.
I didn't want to get within sight of this man.
Oh
I
no,
just-
you'll hear him though.
Oh my god.
Well, this goes here. I go. Kind of is just mumbling to himself.
I'm
and you
fearful.
see
I
kinda-
sprint away. I don't want to hear it anymore.
Okay.
I think there might be a ghost in there. I guess I'll just sit by the fire.
Alright. The fire is now dimming down at this point. Right now
dim
the
it up.
time. You're dimming up.
Yeah.
The fire now dimmed up is a little brighter.
Imagine
it seems
dimming
that-
up a fire.
And it seems that the lizard folk are now on patrols as their dinner has ended. Or their feast.
How long have we been here, by the way, so far?
Oh god.
Like a couple hours?
An hour or two.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So how long has the session been going? 3 hours, so 3 hours you've been here. Because RPing usually does IRL time,
Oh, okay.
so. And like combat lasts like a few seconds.
Yeah.
But yeah. So is everyone gonna like go sleep? I know Charlotte went to sleep, or Winbelle
I'm
went to
chilling by
sleep.
the fire. I'm not taking a nap just yet.
Yeah, I'm too
Alrighty.
unnerved by the surroundings. So Astrid is very not on edge necessarily, but not like willing to be as vulnerable as you have to be when you're sleeping.
Okay. I got
Oh,
you.
look who I'm next to. I got a big, strong protector next to me.
Astrid, are you still on the dock?
I am, yeah.
Varn,
Whoa! Hey there.
Whoa.
Varn heads to the dock as Sobek slinks into the fucking stream. You said it was a stream, right? Not like
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
as he vibes in the water, as all
What
flat
did you
fucks do.
Alright.
And Varn is watching his fellow flat fuck.
Actually,
Actually, fucking roll initiative for going in the stream, bitch.
no.
Combat
I was
music
rolling
starts
a
playing.
perception check or something. I'm sorry.
Only a perception check. Make sure the water's safe.
No, it wasn't. It was to see if this guy heard him go into the water, but he didn't. So. Okay. What you chilling by this fire, Scrubber? You're chilling by the fire still?
Are you dead?
No, I'm chilling.
You're cutting out a little bit.
I'm chilling by the fire.
I'm just chilling.
Just chilling, bro. Okay. You see this man approach.
Does anyone else just eat
Dragonborn,
A1 sauce?
black.
He looks down at you.
I wave at him.
He
No.
kind of.
Oh,
You wave at him.
I say
You
hail.
wave at him.
That's
He
the
does not
correct term,
respond.
just to say hi, right?
Yeah. He
I just say
does
hi.
not- Okay, he does not respond. And he goes and he looks at the fire
Excuse me, I'm so sorry.
and sits down. What's up?
I burped, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, you're good.
Death. I ask how his night's going.
Fine.
That makes both of us, pal. It's just
No.
fine.
Kind of see as he watches, he places his hand very, very close to the fire, and he does not take effect from it.
I thought this was going in a different direction. Anyway.
You ever seen the sea?
Yes, I have.
You ever gone sailing?
Once or twice.
With a crew?
No.
Oh, you're missing out, pal. I love See, I probably should be a little bit more humble. I tried talking to your chief, your chief, right, about being a pirate, right? I'm not like some sort of thief. However, I like sailing. You know, I'm a sailor, a seaman. So,
What the fuck?
I'm sorry.
He kind of glances over and he kind of leans his head across to the right and kind of looks at you and looks at you up and over. And he kind of chuckles to himself.
What?
You're no
Hello.
pirate. I've seen pirates.
Yeah, I'm a pirate. I've been on a ship.
And I've been in your mother's ass.
No.
You, my fine feathered friend, have
Does he
not
legitimately
been on a
say that
ship.
he has been in my mother's ass?
Yes, he does.
I stand up and draw my sword.
Oh shit!
As you do that, he also stands up and he kind of looks at you and he smiles. Kind of not a cocky smile. As he has his hand on his plate.
Alright, hold up. I was eating while this is happening, so I need to... Oh, everything's falling!
Oh shit.
I circle the fire.
Uh-oh.
I say... Do you even know who your mother is? Do you know
He's
your
been-
family?
I did.
I just... I say... I sheathe my sword, and I say, good night, and I turn around and walk away.
He sees that and lets go of his kind of blade that was kind of half out, and then he goes back to sitting on the fire.
Is it full right here?
No, there's not full. Alright. Meanwhile, Varn and Astrid. So are you just chilling by the dock still?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, like I
Alright.
said, I don't really feel safe to sleep, or not like unsafe, but you know, not trying to make myself vulnerable.
Varn is, while Sobek appears to be enjoying it, Varn is playing a small tune on his harmonica.
I gotta get some harmonica music.
You really don't, but okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, no,
Never mind, I
if
won't.
you want to, I mean, I guess it can enrich our game experience. Really hear Varn play that harmonica. Just listen deeply.
Listen deeply. Keep finding like harmonic rhythm progression and all stuff like that. I can't find it. Or wait, oh. Nope.
You have
Bruh.
nothing?
Okay, I can't find one. Yeah,
Okay, just
I'm
forget
getting a
about
bunch of like. Yeah, okay. Alright. So are you guys gonna do anything else for the night, or are you gonna.
Is he playing the harmonica?
Oh, yeah, he is.
I mean, I'm not planning on it. I mean, if I'm doing anything else.
Okay. Okay. So, would you guys eventually go to bed, or nah?
Well,
I'm not.
I don't want to get exhaustion, so
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess. I'll like maybe doze off, but like I'm not like gonna go lay down and like go into a deep sleep. I'll just, if I fall asleep, I fall asleep.
Okay. Will you do the same, Varn?
Sobek comes up here and is like fucking slumped for some reason, and I'm leaning on his back. Sure.
Okay. And the party performs a long rest. Unless you guys want to do anything else.
No.
Yeah, we can perform
Okay.
a long rest.
Okay.
There goes the fucking good berries. Guess we didn't need those. Oh wait, I could probably just do it again.
I used them. I ate them.
Yeah,
That's true, you did.
I can't. I mean, I can just give. I don't know. Do we really need them?
I mean, never know, man. 6 HP is 6 HP.
All right, I cast good berry before. I have 10 berries.
Alrighty.
I think
You
it's
do so.
And then I took the long rest.
And the party enacts a long rest.
Yeah, 10.
Alrighty.
Yo,
Long
I got a
rest, baby.
question. If you
What's up?
long rest and you wake up like halfway through it, do you get the effects of a short rest? Or no? Like, how does that work?
It depends on how far into the long rest you are.
So if you sleep like 6 hours,
That would be a long rest, I think.
oh,
But
you get a
I
long rest
think-
for just 6 hours?
Yeah,
What
it's
about
an all
4?
or it's an all or nothing thing. I think 4 is you wake up halfway through it and it doesn't go through. I forget what the cutoff is. There is a cutoff for it.
I thought it was 8 hours or more. Or at least that's like core rules. I don't know what you do.
Yeah, and I think that's what it is in raw.
Yeah, because
but
like, my question was if I, because I sleep 2 hours, right? That would be like twice the long rest, but do I still get the effects of one long rest, or sorry, short rest, before I complete my long rest, or is that not how that works?
that wouldn't be how that would work.
Okay,
TBH. That'd be
all right,
yeah.
I sleep.
Sleepy. Everyone's sleepy. Long rest.
Yeah, I didn't really need it, but you're like, I don't want to get exhausted.
True. Okay. Everyone wakes up. I get up. It is now your 4th day on the journey. I think. In 4 days.
3 or 4, yep.
Something like that. The
Yes.
morning dew is all around on the grass of the jungle forest, and I can't see a variety of lizard folkian kind of chilling, for a better lack of a word. Kind of just walking about, doing daily patrols, and kind of making sure the tribe maintains its well-being. And once everyone is up and about, who would he go to? He would probably go to Varn.
Oh.
Unless you want to move anywhere else, because he would have walked. I don't know if you want to go to a table or something. You guys, all three.
Sure.
All right. Oops. Okay. And then as he sees you guys are kind of meeting up, he kind of sits down on the opposite side of the table. Yeah, he'd be like here. And then he says, he kind of looks over, and he says, I hope you all had a rest, are all real well rested.
I definitely slept well. Sobek seems to have done the same. I don't see half of our party, but I'm sure we'll make it out soon.
He
I
grunts.
say, Chief,
Turns around.
I say, where's the black one?
What?
You mean Vesemir?
The one with green spikes on his head?
Vesemir. What do you need with him?
It is part of a pirate's duty to uphold his honor.
He kind of looks at you, and he's going to roll this. And he's going to add that. And then kind of looks up and down. He says, I can show you to him once I've given you your party the talisman.
I rest my hand on my, just the handle of my blade, as I usually do, and I'm just like, I'll find it myself, and I back away.
Oh,
Okay.
shit.
I would like to roll perception.
Oh god. Okay.
There's my
Go for it.
perception.
Okay. Roll me a. Well, you went to bed before then. You get the idea that either in one of this tent or this tent, he'd probably be there.
Looking.
I'm looking. As you look in there, you see this guy kind of looks up at you, and he kind of looks back down. It seems that he's kind of half slumped in a chair, kind of snoozing off. And this guy back here is, he's like, oh, he's kind of still looking through papers and whatnot.
Is he sitting at a table?
No, he's on the floor looking for papers.
Alright. I crouch down and look at him.
He looks up.
I say,
There he
the
goes.
black one. And I forget his name. What was his name?
Vector.
No, the black one. That Chief told me his name.
Vesemir?
Vesemir, yeah.
Desamir, whatever.
That fucker.
Vesemir. I think he went out on patrol. I don't really know. He might be in the captain's or the chief's quarters. I really don't know.
I point obviously at this wall to this tent,
Yeah.
and I say, that one?
Yes, what do you want with him? He's not really the nice... Oh, okay.
I cast guidance on myself, and then I also...
Out of curiosity, are you gonna fight him? Well,
No, he's gonna give him a nice little kiss on
he's
the
gonna
lips.
give him a nice little... Okay. Alrighty.
We have not
Alright.
leveled up, but I am able to change my spells, and I forgot that I do not want this spell. Because that is a garbage spell.
John, was Vesemir supposed to be like Vesemir from The Witcher?
No, but if you want it to be like that, it can be.
Oh, that's my headcanon.
That's your head
Geralt.
cannon.
Oh, Geralt.
No, Vesemir wasn't that much of a pee-pee doo-doo head like this guy.
Well, my headcanon is just that you got the name from him.
Yeah, no, I didn't, but
Well, Vesemir seems like a common, like, name.
Alright,
I
guidance
mean,
is on. I go here.
okay.
I
While you're doing that, meanwhile, you guys are talking, and then the chieftain's like, kind of looks and like, back to you, and then he said, I have the talisman here, if you need it. Oh, well, I have the talisman ready for you, if you are ready to get going.
Of course. Now,
Kind of. Well, no, sorry. Continue.
no, I don't.
Oh, and then he takes a thing out of his, or like this kind of this, almost like a cross, or like here. I'll pull a picture of it. One moment, please. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Skeet up and bada.
Okay.
Okay, pull up the picture. Alright, I'm putting it in general. Here's that. There's that. It's kind of blurry. Here, let me try and get a better screenshot of it. Here. Well, the one without the blue tint, rather. Looks like that. On a kind of piece of rock. It's rather thick as he kind of slides it across the table. Towards you.
I take it and hold it close to my chest, and I say, we'll get this done, I promise. Or do we...
He nods.
Yeah, no, I'm not even gonna continue that sentence. I don't know what I was trying to say. Yep, that's what he said. Well, there you go.
Okay. He nods. Charlotte, you get up, or is Charlotte here?
She's
I think
here.
she's here, right? Okay.
I want to ask him something
Winbelle-
else when we're
Is he up?
done.
Well, yeah, he is not up. He is still wide awake, staring at
Wait.
the...
What the fuck? Is he awake or not?
He is. He's awake still as you went to bed, the same state. He's kind of like aboard. Just.
I want to shake him and be like, get up, get up.
He does not move.
I'm about to act up,
Okay.
but I won't do that. That is very bad.
Okay.
I won't literally rape him.
Good.
Not really the move.
I know I'm a bard, but I'm not that kind of bard.
Oh shit.
Okay. Astrid, do you want to do anything or?
I mean, I don't have to. I'm just trying to conserve energy. Taking my
Okay.
surrounding. Oh, hey, mamas.
Hey, BBG.
Meanwhile, all right, Scrub, are you ready? He approaches.
I think I fucked up his name because someone said Vesemir in chat. I don't think that's his name. I already forgot because of that.
Is it Vesemir?
No, it was Vesemir.
It is. Okay.
Yeah, no, it was Vesemir. No, that
I
was
just
what
say,
the.
or I shout. Actually, I just say, "Come out." That's all I say.
They come out.
Yeah.
No response, after about a minute or two, there was no response, and then you kind of hear some stuttering. It seems that someone's moving around, and then slowly a man emerges.
By the way, if he takes another minute, I cast guidance right before he comes out.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Because I only last him.
Okay.
I just say.
He walks out and he just looks at you.
I say, "Do you remember what you said?"
Kind of licks his lips as he's smelling. And he says, vaguely.
I'll say, you know, just to give you a hint, my mother was someone who wasted her life on fools. I would count myself there. But she believed in making people see the right path in life and making people who are, and I just sort of kick a rock in the ground, impolite, understand that your reputation matters. And I just sort of grip my sword. So, now that you understand, is there anything you would like to say?
He looks at you. And 1 second. He kind of looks at you, not for about 30 seconds, so you don't have to recast guidance. But he looks at you for a little bit, and then he says, "Your mother seemed like a interesting woman. One that spends her time caring for others and helping others. One that's such a mother, a great mother anyone could ever ask for. And on that half, I do respect that courtesy. And I deeply apologize for my rude jest in the last night." He kind of does the snake thing again. And then he says, "I am deeply sorry." Then he bows his head.
Not like it mattered to me anyways. And I
Also,
walk
inspiration
away.
for that. Good job. That was great, Rocky. 10 out of 10.
We still have inspiration from the last game, or should I uncheck it?
No, inspiration deletes after each
Sorry.
session.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. But yeah, yeah. Do you walk away, Rocky?
Yeah.
Okay. He sees you walk away and go, boop, boop. Or actually, no, he kind of goes back in, he gets his shit, and he goes on patrol.
So
Okay.
I'm listening now to what he's saying. I think he already spoke, but
Yeah, he already did his whole thing. He would have, or well, do you have any questions.
So what? Give me 1 second. So, what are these guardians? Are they animals of the woods?
He nods his head and then he says, "They are protectors of our humble abode in our jungle. Or well, they once were. Ever since the corruption took them, they have became enemies of us."
And did he tell us where to go to find one?
He did,
Okay.
I believe, yeah.
Along the coast or something, yeah.
Yeah, along the coast and then in through into the on the other side of the island, in through the Tick Tick territory.
Okay. And do we have to do anything, cast any spells or whatnot to use this talisman? Or is it just
This talisman should be able to convert the beast if you do still wish to do that route. It should also help you with traversing the jungle.
based?
Based.
Okay. I have no more
Does a-
questions. Scrubber?
Varn does a pog face and walks away.
No.
Pog.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Meanwhile, while that's happening, are you guys doing anything particular? Or...
Yeah.
No. Okay.
I'm just gonna sit and looking at the
Alrighty.
stream.
Yeah, I think we're ready.
Alrighty.
I'll sit down next
Okay.
to Varn. Actually, I'll sit further away so there's distance so he doesn't run away.
All right. As he sees that, Chief kind of gets up, walks away. Or no, actually,
Uh-oh.
walks in here.
I knew there was something fishy going on between them.
What? You hear talking.
It's crazy Dave speak. Holy crap, guys.
Holy crap! Holy crap! And they walk out together.
Kind of gay. I don't
Uh-oh.
know.
I'm sorry, but he's already taken. You tried so hard.
He
That's
tried
why
so
he was
hard.
mad. That's why he was mad that you tried to seduce him. It's good.
It's all coming together.
All right. Hold up. Uh-oh, no. But yeah, anywho, if you guys are ready to go, or well, if you're gonna go, is that what you?
I give
ready?
2
Okay.
berries to the party as we depart.
Okay, that is probably where I'll call it.
I wanna run over
Unless
here.
you- Okay.
So I
wanna
got
go in.
inspiration and instantly lost it.
Yeah.
And I just want to run in.
But you know, Rocky, that inspiration has other means for
Yeah.
things. So.
You'd be like,
Oh. What are you?
Oh, what? Oh. Oh, okay, you're gonna walk in there?
And then I'm just gonna give him a big smooch and then run away.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Let's
no.
go.
And we'll leave it at that. Oh, I mean, I don't think he'd be able to run that far away just yet.
I'll
Come back
protect her.
here.
I'll protect her.
He'll be like, yeah, probably here. Probably here. But yeah, we'll call it there.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
Village scene, D&D.
Oh yeah, we were here for like
Oh no,
4 hours.
Yeah, no, you guys are here. I mean, I hope you guys had fun. It was an RP session,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it was a big RP session. But I mean, I don't think you guys have had to or talked to literally anyone else.
Correct.
Or no, you talked to Gus, and then Gus got brutally murdered.
Fuck us.
He should.
You know, Gus was a pervert. But
Ooh, what?
the Gus,
The fucker,
remember
the
Gus?
guy with the octopus on the ship that tried to fuck me.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, that guy. I don't know. For people who are watching, Gus was a. I don't think he was basically
Yeah, that
just
was like a prequel episode. Don't worry about
Yeah, no, I don't think you missed anything with Gus.
No.
Well, yeah, I hope you guys had fun. I sure did, especially with doing the voice of this fine.
I know you
fellow.
had fun with that.
Oh wow,
Oh, wow.
that was great.
Very cute. Very fun. Awesome. Good job.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Yo, do the voice again.
Do
You want me to?
No.
the outro. No.
it. No. And we stop.